It wasn't until the last lap I saw him into turn one.
You saw Pearce into turn one in the last lap.
Unfortunately.
I was going to say, maybe the start of bad news for you. Maybe the start of some good news for you, Pearce. So I think he wanted another 10 feet.
Yeah, another 10 feet, he would have had it.
So it was a fun race, and it was great racing with Pearce.
It was something that I know watching it, we were all pumped about it. But you're the guy that had the best seat from where you were. You got to see the checker.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I wasn't even sure. I thought it was. Yeah, I had this feeling. I literally have a Taves radar. I can feel when he's behind me, and it might just be that I always assume that if he's not in front of me, he's behind me. But I knew he was close, and especially when I didn't see him out of 7, I said, "Oh, he's coming out of 9." And my goal was out of turn 9 was just whether I thought I had traction or not was just roll back on the throttle. And I think that bought me that, what was it, 0.02 of a second. That I don't normally try to take too long during these, but this is the last podium of the year, so my last chance to really say thank you to everyone who's made this a successful year for me. First of all, I'd like to thank my main competitor, Jeff Taves. He really, I mean, just pushing each other back and forth the entire year. I mean, we started out the season basically doing like 120s, 118s. Next round we came back and we're doing 116s. Come back again, 114s. Here at the end of the year, last 2 rounds we've been pushing into the 112s. And I know that we wouldn't be able to do that as novices if we weren't just constantly pushing each other, knowing in the off season that we had to come here completely prepared or we wouldn't be successful against each other. So I wanted to thank him first and foremost for that. Secondly, I'd like to thank Cody Cochran with S2G Racing. He coached me this Friday. We've worked together once before. I absolutely learned so much with him every time. He's just one of the best teachers out here, I think. Also like to thank Dave Moss Suspension Tuning. We were able to remotely diagnose just over text message some suspension problems I was having. Came back this weekend, everything worked great. Thanks to my family, my girlfriend Brooke, and my teammates for always supporting me, allowing me to do this. Thanks to all my sponsors, Larry Lule with Rise Done Right. Thanks to all my competitors, to the board members who make this all possible, the volunteers as well. And a special final shout out here to Pat O'Connor, who from the start of the season believed in me and continued to pass along his wisdom to all the new novice racers. I know it's because of him that I was able to win the novice 600 overall championship this year with 0 crashes for the whole year, so thank you. Oh man,
How?
just unprofessional. Well, I'll go into turn 1 first place, and I'll hold that for a little bit, and then everyone starts to catch up.
I thought the last call was the last call.
Let me see where I'm at.
So you've been chasing it.
Yeah, buddy.
I'd like to just have a moment of silence where everybody can just think a little bit about him, about his family, about his friends, and about how we're going to ride today.
Got him.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Mr. Hooligan. Everybody say love you, Pearce.
Cheers.
I'll get you the footage.
Dave Moss was unable to be here today. He had a conflicting schedule and asked me to read this statement. Celebrating a life is hard with tragedy as the anchor. Celebrating a life by sharing great stories is far easier, so here's my story. When someone you want to talk with requires that you stand on a box to look them on an even keel, that can be inconvenient. When they are smiling down at you, that can be disturbing. When they continue to smile down on you, they're either having fun at your expense or they really are a genuinely happy person. It didn't take too long to figure out that I did not need a box to stand on and that Pearce was a genuinely happy person. Has anyone got a picture of him at the track, sulking with a pouting expression along with protruding bottom lip? Didn't think so. Not only that, he was far too curious with too many questions and was never happy with one answer. But such is the nature of a human that will succeed, especially if they apply the information acquired and come back with a question based on the consequence of knowledge gained. That is an excellent value proposition that I can honor and therefore wholeheartedly support, provided you don't ask the same question twice. It is a rare honor to work with a person who is genuinely happy and on a mission to succeed via conscious choices from learned experiences. Everyone knows how much progression was made as more and more people saw the tail of the ZX6R in front of them, and then that tail was out of reach. I will celebrate today with all of you via the great memories I have of Pearce, most of which involve a young man striding towards me with a smile and yet more questions, and then more personal bests on the track via those answers. My personal favorite? Borrowing Adam Black's TTR 125 during our filming day with Larry Lulay and giving Pearce and his ZX6R a run for his money on the track. It wasn't so much about old age and treachery, but really old age and wisdom. I am with you all from afar, so share your stories, laugh out loud, and revel in all that Pearce brought to us.